My child, stop what you're doing and listen to me. Do not let this moment pass as if it were ordinary, for it is not. The heavens have bent low, and eternity itself is reaching for you right now. This is not coincidence, this is calling. I am speaking to you with urgency, because this might be your only chance. Open now. The door of mercy still stands before you, glowing with light, waiting for your response. Do not turn away again. Every heartbeat is a countdown of grace, and I am whispering your name before the silence falls. Listen closely. What I am about to say could change everything. Do you feel that stirring deep within you? The one you cannot quite name, the quiet ache that rises in the stillness of night. That is me. I am the whisper that keeps returning when the world grows silent. I am the pull inside your chest that will not leave you alone. I have been calling your name, not in the thunder or the earthquake, but in the still, small voice that brushes against your heart like wind through a trembling leaf. You have wondered if it was only your thoughts, a fleeting feeling, a moment of emotion. But I tell you now, it is not imagination. It is invitation. It is the sound of eternity knocking on the door of your soul, saying, "This might be your only chance. Open now." I have watched you walk through many doors, some that promised joy and delivered pain, some that looked safe but left you empty. You have stood before many choices unsure, afraid, reaching for what you hoped would fill the longing inside. Yet the door you seek has always been before you. My door. I have kept it open, though storms have beaten against it and darkness has whispered you away. I have stood waiting, patient and unchanging, even when you turned aside. Every unanswered prayer, every sleepless night, every question that made you doubt, all of it was me, calling you closer, drawing you toward this very moment. You think I do not understand the hesitation in your heart, but I do. You fear what opening this door will mean. You fear what you must leave behind. You fear the unknown, though you already know the emptiness of what you have clung to. But I tell you this, I am not calling you to lose your life. I am calling you to find it. The things you think you will sacrifice are the very things that have been stealing your peace. The moment you open this door, light will rush into places you forgot existed, and you will finally see that what I offer is not religion or ritual, but rest for your weary soul. I know you. I know the words you have never spoken aloud, the tears you hid in the dark, the thoughts you buried beneath your smile. I have never turned away from you. Even in your rebellion, even in your silence, even in the moments you thought you had gone too far, I was there, standing at the door, whispering your name. My patience has been your covering, but my voice grows urgent now. For this moment, this breath, this heartbeat, may be the one that decides your eternity. Do not wait until the noise of life drowns me out again. Do not let another sunrise find you outside the door that leads to peace. I am here, closer than your own breath. The door is before you. My hand is on the latch, and I am whispering again, not to frighten you, but to awaken you. This might be your only chance. Open now. You have walked through many doors in your life, but none have felt like home, have they? You stepped through doors of opportunity, of pleasure, of comfort, and yet each one closed behind you, leaving the same ache echoing inside your soul. But hear me now, there is a door that has never closed, one that I myself have held open with my own hand. It has waited for you, not because you were ready, but because I was patient. This door is not built by human ambition or guarded by religious walls. It stands in front of you, not demanding perfection, but surrender. You do not need to clean yourself up to enter. You only need to admit that you cannot make it on your own. I am not looking for strength, I am waiting for honesty. This door has waited through your seasons of silence and rebellion, through laughter that hid your loneliness, through distractions that numbed the cry within. You thought I turned away when you wandered, but I was never far. I watched the moments you almost broke, the nights when you said, "I can't do this anymore," and I whispered, "Then let me." I saw the pride that told you to keep moving, even when the weight crushed your spirit. Still, I held the door open, the light spilling out into the darkness, reaching toward you like a hand. The world promised many exits, but every one led you back to the same emptiness, because none of them were mine. You have mistaken my patience for absence, but I tell you, it was mercy. My waiting was not indifference. It was grace stretched wide enough to give you time to return. Yet the door will not wait forever. It is not because I wish to deny you, but because time itself is not eternal for you. You have a limited number of breaths, and I have counted each one. Every sunrise, every stirring of your heart, every quiet conviction, all of it had been a call to step toward me before the day of opportunity ends. I do not want you to fear this truth. I want you to feel its urgency. Step closer, my beloved. You do not have to understand what awaits beyond the door. Just know that on the other side is peace that will finally silence your striving. Everything you've longed for, belonging, healing, forgiveness, purpose, all of it waits within the threshold of my presence. I have not kept it from you. I have kept it for you. But you must open it. I will not force it, because love never demands. It invites. So now, while the door still stands open, while the light still reaches toward you, hear my voice again. Do not stand in the doorway of indecision. Step through. I have been waiting for you. Do you hear it? That soft, convincing voice that says, "Not now." That is the song of delay, and it has lulled countless hearts to sleep. You have told yourself there will be another moment, another season, another chance to draw near, to obey, to surrender. You've believed that tomorrow will always come, that the door will always remain open, that the tug on your spirit will always feel this strong. But I tell you with tenderness and truth, every time you say later, the sound of your own delay drowns out my call a little more. You think you are waiting for a better time, but in truth, it is your soul that is being stolen by hesitation. Delay is not your friend. It dresses itself in comfort, whispering, "You'll do it when you're ready." Yet readiness never comes because delay keeps you distracted. You busy yourself with responsibilities, relationships, fears, and small pleasures. But underneath it all, there is a restlessness that refuses to be quieted. That restlessness is me, calling you back before time slips from your hands. I am not angry at your hesitation. I understand the wars within you. But the longer you wait, the more distant my voice feels, not because I stop speaking, but because your heart grows used to ignoring me. The noise of the world grows louder, and you begin to mistake absence of conviction for peace. Do not let the silence fool you. I am still calling. You have said, "When I fix this, I'll return. When I'm better, I'll open the door. When life settles, I'll listen." But every delay adds another layer between us, and one day, you will wake to find that the moment that once burned bright has dimmed to memory. I am not threatening you. I am pleading with you. Do not trade eternity for temporary comfort. The time of decision is not tomorrow, it is now. The gift of life is not promised in advance. It is breathed one heartbeat at a time. If you could see what I see, you would not wait. You would run. You would fall at my feet and say, "Take all of me." you would realize that every second wasted on hesitation is a second stolen from peace. The enemy does not need to make you hate me. He only needs to make you wait. Do not let delay become your undoing. My mercy still surrounds you, but mercy was never meant to be an excuse for postponement. You are standing in a sacred moment, and I am still whispering your name. Come while you can still hear me. Tomorrow, such a gentle word, yet such a dangerous lie. The enemy of your soul loves to wrap delay in comfort and disguise it as time. He whispers, there is still tomorrow, and with that whisper he steals today. You do not notice the theft because it feels harmless, a small postponement, a tiny compromise. Yet each tomorrow is a chain, invisible but binding, until one day you find yourself trapped in a life of unfinished intentions and unspoken prayers. My child, I gave you today as a gift of grace, but the enemy has convinced you to spend it as if there will always be another. Tomorrow is the thief of urgency, the quiet poison that numbs conviction. You think you are in control of time, but you are not its master. You are its traveler. The sand beneath your feet is slipping quietly through the glass, and you do not know when the last grain will fall. Yet here I am, still calling, still reaching, still pleading for you to awaken. You believe you can open the door when you choose, but no one knows when the knock will sound for the last time. My spirit will not strive forever. The day will come when the voice you now hear will fall silent, not in anger, but in fulfillment. The enemy fears nothing more than your awakening, because the moment you say yes, every chain loses its power. That is why he distracts you with comfort, with busyness, with the illusion of time. He will fill your hands so full of temporary things that you have no room left for what is eternal. He will whisper that you have plenty of time to surrender, to forgive, to believe, but he will never tell you that tomorrow has taken millions to their graves still waiting for the right moment. I am not condemning you, beloved. I am awakening you. Tomorrow is a luxury you do not own. I am not calling you to fear death. I am calling you to live now, to awaken to the holiness of this very breath, to understand that eternity begins the moment you open the door. The enemy wants you to sleep through your calling, to die with promises still unfulfilled. But I came to awaken the sleepers, to stir the hearts that have grown numb under the lullaby of later. So hear me clearly. Tomorrow is the lie that steals the miracle of now. Let this be your awakening. Let this be your moment. Do not wait for another dawn to choose life. The door is open, and I am here. You have been walking with a weight that was never yours to bear. I see the quiet heaviness in your soul, the guilt you rehearse, the failures you replay, the words you wish you could take back. You tell yourself you've moved on, yet every time you breathe, the ache still whispers beneath the surface. You've learned how to function with pain, how to smile with sorrow, how to live while feeling half alive. But I tell you now, my beloved, you are not meant to carry what I already carried for you. The cross you see in your mind was not a symbol of your shame. It was the place I traded my innocence for your peace. Every ounce of that weight, every regret, every secret, every hidden sin was nailed there. You keep trying to make yourself worthy, to make it right, but I never asked you to. I asked only that you bring it to me and let me make it right for you. You think that holding on to your pain somehow honors your past, that if you let go, you are ignoring what happened. But I tell you, forgiveness does not erase memory. It heals its poison. The enemy loves to remind you of your mistakes because it keeps you from seeing your redemption. He points to your scars and says, "See, you are still broken." But I point to my scars and whisper, "See, you are already healed." A difference is where your eyes are fixed. You have been staring at your wound so long that you have forgotten who holds them. The shame that clings to you is not truth. It is a shadow cast by lies. I am the light that exposes every false voice, every false identity, every false weight. Let me tell you what I see when I look at you, not your failures, but your fight, not your shame, but your story being rewritten by grace. The burden you feel is not punishment. It is the residue of what you refuse to release. And I am standing before you with open hands, saying, "Give it to me." Not because I want to see you weak, but because I long to see you free. You cannot run the race I've set before you if you are dragging chains that I already broke. Every burden you carry by choice is a burden that keeps you from destiny. So come, child, set it down. Let your tears fall. Let your heart exhale. You are not what you did. You are not what was done to you. You are mine. I carried it all so you could finally walk in peace. Lay it down now, the weight, the fear, the guilt, and rise lighter, for I have already borne it all. You've hidden your wound well, haven't you? You've covered it with laughter, success, distraction, anything to silence the ache beneath. You tell yourself you're fine, but I see the way certain memories still pierce you when you least expect it. I see the way your heart tightens when someone touches that old scar. You think it's strength to hide it, but healing never happens in the dark. You cannot heal what you refuse to reveal. That's why I keep bringing it up, not to torment you, but to touch it. You pray for peace, but peace cannot enter through closed doors. Let me in, and I will not shame you for your wound. I will honor you for surviving it. You believe the lie that time heals all wounds. But time only hides them, I heal them. The moments that broke you, the betrayal that shattered your trust, the words that still echo. I have been standing beside you in every one of them. I know the night you cried alone, the moment you stopped believing love could be safe. I have never left you, not even in the silence. You've asked, where were you when it hurt? And I say to you now, I was there, holding what you couldn't hold. Every tear you shed watered the ground where I will grow something new. You see pain as a wound. I see it as a doorway, the very place where I will step in and make you whole. Healing begins the moment you stop pretending you're fine. You don't have to explain your hurt to me. I already know it fully, even the parts you cannot name. All I need is your permission to begin. When you bring me your wound, I will not use it against you. I will turn it into the place where my glory rests. The cracks in your heart are not failures. They are the openings where my light will shine through. What once made you hide will one day become the story that helps others find me. So do not fear the pain anymore. Let me touch it. Let me breathe into it. The same hands that formed the stars can remake your heart. I do not patch wounds. I make all things new. So come, let your guard down. Let me see what you've tried to hide. Healing is not a demand. It is a promise, and it begins the moment you say, "Here I am." You've grown used to the darkness, haven't you? It doesn't frighten you like it once did. You've made peace with it, learned to navigate it, maybe even to depend on it. But listen, comfort in darkness is not peace. It's captivity that feels familiar. You've called it stability, but it's really survival. You've settled for what you can control because freedom feels uncertain. You've built your life around what wounds taught you to expect. But I did not create you to adapt to your prison. I created you to walk out of it. The chains you wear are forged from fear, shame, and lies you began to believe when you were broken. You don't even see them now. They've blended into your identity. But I see them, and I came to shatter them. The familiar darkness tells you, this is just who you are. But I whisper, no, this is who you became when pain taught you to survive without me. You've learned to live with anger, with bitterness, with addiction, with control. But these are not your companions. They are your captors. You think freedom will cost you too much, but what you don't see is how much staying bound is already costing you. The joy you've lost, the peace that eludes you, the love you struggle to receive, all are stolen by chains you no longer notice. But hear me now. I do not call you out of darkness to expose you. I call you out to restore you. You have lived long enough in shadows. Every chain that binds you has a name, and I know each one. I know the secret fears you never confessed, the vices you justify, the relationships that drain you but feel impossible to leave. And I am telling you, you don't have to stay there. The light will hurt your eyes at first. It always does when you've been in the dark too long. But once your soul adjusts, you will wonder how you ever survived without it. Freedom feels unfamiliar because you've never known it fully, but once you taste it, you will never go back. So I say to you now, rise. Step toward the light that frightens you, because that is where I am waiting. You were not born for bondage. You were born for glory. The chains that feel permanent are already cracking under my command. I am the God who breaks what the world says cannot be broken. You've lived long enough in familiar darkness. Come into unfamiliar freedom. Do you feel it, that pull toward something brighter, deeper, freer? That is not coincidence. That is me calling you out of the shadows you've learned to survive in. I am not asking you to understand everything right now. I am asking you to trust that there is more. The light you fear will not expose you to shame. It will reveal your worth. I know how long you have hidden in the dim corners of doubt, afraid that stepping forward will show how broken you truly are. But, beloved, I do not call you into the light to reveal your failure. I call you to uncover your beauty. You see, light doesn't destroy what it touches, it transforms it. Every part of you that has lived in darkness will begin to breathe again once it feels my warmth. You have mistaken my light for judgment, but it is mercy. You have confused exposure with punishment, but it is restoration. The things that cannot survive in the light were never meant to stay. When I call you toward the light, I am calling you toward life itself. You have been surviving long enough. Now it is time to live. You think you must have it all figured out before you step forward, but that is not how transformation works. You take one step, even trembling, and I meet you there. The path will unfold as you move. My light is not a blinding flash meant to overwhelm you. It is a gentle dawn rising within you, revealing what has always been hidden under layers of fear. The truth is not something you must dread. It is something you were created to dwell in. I am the truth, and when you walk in me, you finally see who you truly are. Not what the world said, not what the pain taught, but what eternity declared over you before your first breath. Step toward me now. Don't wait to feel ready. Light never waits for readiness. It waits for openness. You cannot fix what only light can heal. The moment you say, I'm done hiding, every shadow begins to lose its hold. My presence will become your protection, my peace your new environment. In the light, there is no pretending, no striving, no fear, only the quiet, steady rhythm of love that never changes. I am not calling you to religion, but to relationship, not to rules, but to restoration. So open your heart, child. Let the first rays of light touch your soul. You will not be consumed. You will be renewed. The darkness that once felt like home will fade into memory, and you will realize that you were never made for it. You were made for this, for light, for truth, for me. Right now, within you, there is a battle that no one else can see, a war between your will and my call, between the part of you that wants control and the part that longs for peace. You feel it when I whispered, "Let go," and fear tightens its grip on your heart. You tell yourself, "If I surrender, I might lose myself." But what you don't see is that you are already losing yourself to what cannot save you. The war you're fighting isn't against me. It's against the illusion that you can hold your life together by sheer strength. You've tried, and you're exhausted. You've carried responsibilities too heavy, fought battles too long, and pretended to be fine for too many people. I am not asking for your perfection. I am asking for your permission to carry what you can't anymore. Surrender is not defeat, it is deliverance. You've been told that surrender means weakness, but in my kingdom, surrender is where true strength begins. When you finally release your grip, my power rushes in. You will never taste freedom as long as you insist on being in control. You say, "I can handle it," but your sleepless nights and weary soul prove otherwise. I am not standing against you. I am standing with you, waiting for you to stop resisting the help I long to give. You've mistaken stubbornness for faith, but faith is not forcing outcomes. It is trusting even when outcomes are unknown. Every act of surrender is not the end of something. It is the beginning of everything I've promised. You cannot outlast me, and you don't have to. I am not disappointed that you are tired. I am waiting for you to rest. Let go the need to prove, to perform, to protect yourself from pain. I already know every fear behind your hesitation. The fear of rejection, of failure, of being disappointed again. But I will not drop what you place in my hands. The moment you say, "I give up," heaven moves. The battle ends not when you fight harder, but when you stop fighting me. I am your refuge, not your rival. Stop trying to win against the one who only wants to rescue you. Lay it down now, the control, the worry, the pride, and feel the weight lift as my peace fills the places you've kept closed for too long. This is what you've been searching for all along. Not escape, not relief. Surrender. Can you hear it? The sound of the door beginning to close. It is not a slam of anger, but the soft, heavy sound of time reaching its turning point. For so long, I have held the door open, my light spilling out onto your path, calling you home. But every moment of hesitation draws the hinge nearer to its end. This is not a threat, it is truth. My spirit will not strive with you forever, not because I wish to withdraw, but because every invitation carries a season of grace, and when that season passes, so does the opportunity it carried. You do not know how many more chances you will have to feel what you feel right now, this stirring, this pull, this divine urgency within your heart. It is not emotion, it is eternity calling you. You felt it before, moments when you knew you were standing on holy ground, when conviction brushed against your heart like wind on fire. But then life pulled you back into its noise, and the feeling faded. That's why I'm speaking again, louder, clearer. Do not let this moment pass. The door is not closing because I am tired of waiting. It is closing because time itself obeys my command. The opportunity before you is sacred, and once it moves, it cannot be reclaimed. My mercy remains eternal, but the invitation to act is not. Every decision you delay reshapes your destiny in ways you cannot see. You think you have more time, but time is not yours to measure. I am not calling you to panic, but to awareness. I am giving you clarity before the silence comes. When you feel me knocking, that is not ordinary, it is holy. Many live their whole lives without hearing that sound, without feeling that tug. So do not take it lightly. I stand at the door and knock, not as a stranger, but as the one who gave his life to keep that door open this long. The sound you hear now, that quiet ache in your spirit, is the heartbeat of heaven calling you home. But soon, The moment will pass, and the noise of the world will drown it again. Do not let it. Open while you can. The door of grace is before you, still waiting, still blowing with mercy. Step through before the hinge turns and the light fades from view. For once the door closes, it will not open the same way again. Come now. This might be your only chance. You stand at the threshold of a decision that will echo beyond this lifetime. Every soul comes to this moment, the moment when I ask, not with thunder, but with tenderness, will you choose me? This is not a demand. It is an invitation, a sacred offering of freedom. You have stood between two worlds for so long, the one that promises comfort but empties your soul, and the one that demands surrender but gives you life. I know you feel the pull between them. I see the trembling in your heart as you wonder what will happen if you step through the door. But listen, the weight of this moment is not about punishment or reward. It is about relationship. It is about what you will do with a love that has been pursuing you since your first breath. Eternity does not begin when you die. It begins the moment you choose me. Every choice you make either draws you closer to that eternal reality or leads you further from it. The world has told you that life is about chasing success, finding happiness, building security. But none of those things will last beyond the grave. You will not carry wealth into eternity. You will carry your choices. The decision you make right now will not only shape the rest of your life, it will shape forever. I do not say this to frighten you, but to awaken you. You cannot serve two masters. You cannot cling to darkness and expect to walk in light. You cannot keep the door half open and expect peace to fill your soul. The moment of decision always comes, and now it stands before you like a holy flame, calling you to decide. Do you feel it? That stirring in your chest, that quiet urgency that will not let you rest. That is me, not condemning but calling, not forcing but inviting. I will not choose for you because love never manipulates. I simply set before you life and death, blessing and curse, light and shadow, and I whisper, choose life. You have spent years waiting for the perfect moment to change, but this is that moment. You do not need more proof, more time, more signs. You already know the truth. The real question is not whether I am near, it is whether you will open. The door still stands open, but the hinge is moving. Choose me, and every chain will fall, every sin will be forgiven, every wound will begin to heal. This is not religion calling you. It is love himself. Do not delay. The choice before you is not about rules or rituals. It is about eternity, and eternity begins now. If only you could see what waits beyond your obedience, you would run through that door without hesitation. You have imagined loss, sacrifice, restriction, but you have not yet imagined freedom, peace, or joy beyond comprehension. You have been taught that following me will cost you everything, and it will, but only the things that have been stealing your peace all along. What I give in return cannot be measured in the language of this world. On the other side of surrender, there is laughter that cannot be silenced, purpose that cannot be shaken, and love that cannot be lost. You have searched your whole life for belonging, for meaning, for someone who will not change their mind about you, and I am that someone. You have never been truly seen, truly loved, truly known, until you have been seen, loved, and known by me. The joy that waits for you is not fragile or fleeting, it is eternal. It is the kind of joy that storms cannot steal, that darkness cannot dim, that pain cannot destroy. It is not the absence of trouble, but the presence of me within every storm. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. When you face the waters, they will not drown you, because I will be with you. You have spent so long fearing what lies beyond surrender that you've missed the miracle waiting to embrace you. I am not calling you into loss. I am calling you into life. You will find yourself on the other side, not the person shaped by pain, but the one shaped by promise. You've wondered what it would feel like to truly rest, to live without pretending, without striving, without the endless ache of uncertainty. That is the joy I offer. It is not earned. It is received. When you finally let go, you will feel the flood of peace wash over you, the kind that silences every voice of shame and fills your soul with laughter again. You will look back and realize that every tear, every trial, every dark night was leading you here, to this moment of light, to this awakening of love. You will see that what you thought was the end was actually the beginning. So don't hold back. Step through the door. Let joy meet you like sunlight on your face. You have carried sorrow long enough. It's time to trade it for joy. And once you taste it, you will never want to return to the shadows again. This is it. The last whisper before silence. The final knock before the sound fades away. You have heard me for days, weeks, maybe years, sometimes softly, sometimes urgently. What now? The moment has come. This might be your only chance. I am not trying to frighten you. I am pleading with you out of love that refuses to let you go. My hand is still stretched out, scarred and open, waiting for yours. You have stood at this door before, hesitant, unsure, torn between two worlds. But now, time itself stands still to give you one last invitation. Open now. The door before you is not made of wood and hinges. It is made of choice. Once it closes, it may not open the same way again. You may think there will be another chance, another sermon, another sign, another tug, but none of them are promised. The moment you feel my presence this close, you are standing in sacred time. The heavens are watching, eternity is waiting, and my spirit is whispering your name with the tenderness of forever. I do not want your fear, I want your heart. I do not want your ritual, I want your yes. All of heaven leans toward this instant, waiting to see if you will step through. You have nothing left to lose, except the emptiness that has been stealing your peace. But what you have to gain cannot be measured. Forgiveness without limit, love without condition, life without end. I know your hesitation, the voice that says, maybe later, the fear that says, I'm not ready. But the door is closing, beloved. Grace is still here, but the hour is late. Open now, while the invitation still burns within you. Open now, before the sound of knocking fades into memory. You will never regret saying yes to me, but eternity will mourn the one who waits too long. I am not far, I am here. I have always been here, in every moment of your pain, in every unanswered question, in every quiet longing. This is your moment. This is your chance. Do not turn away again. Reach out. Take my hand. Step through the door. Everything you have been searching for is waiting. Not tomorrow, not someday, but now. Open the door and live. Amen.